Coming to you from Las Vegas. This is known as Warzone Live, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. East Coast time. Great to be with you. All kinds of things happening. This is the mainstream media, not the mainstream media, and I am the biggest MAGA mouth in the world. We got a great guest. Dinesh D'Souza is with us. Dinesh, we appreciate you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Wayne.
Buckle up your seatbelts. Let's go to war.
Wayne Allyn Root, happy to see you again on the cutting edge of things on your show, whether it's medical, political, you name it, you're on top of it. So just great to hear that. Reporting for duty, Mr. Root. God bless you, brother.
So wonderful to be with you again, Wayne. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be with you tonight.
It's great to see you, Wayne. How you been?
Anytime, Wayne. Great to see you.
Hey, Wayne, great to see you, brother.
Hey, Wayne, good to be with you.
Wayne, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Lots going on.
You're doing great, Wayne. Glad to be here.
The Root's on fire. Welcome to my show, Warzone Live. Monday through Friday, official podcast, The Gateway Pundit, from 6 to 8 p.m. East Coast time, 3 to 5 p.m. West Coast time every day. This is the Mainstream media. No more mainstream media allowed in. Only Mainstream media, meaning raw truth and in-your-face, mother trucker information. As many of you know, I'm an idea man. I don't just criticize like 99% of TV and radio hosts. I contribute with doable solutions. The American people don't like it. I know. I speak to them.
Warning! The root's on fire! You're about to experience the most high-octane, pedal-to-the-metal controversial show of your life. Please buckle up and hold on tightly. This station is not responsible for injuries. This is Wayne Allyn Root, raw and unfiltered, with America's favorite conservative rock star. Direct from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. What time is it? It's time for war! Here's your host, 100% raw truth, 100% American made, the warrior, Wayne Allyn Root.
I am indeed American made. Wayne Allyn Root coming to you from Las Vegas, the all-American city, right? Doesn't get any better than Las Vegas. And the wheel, you see the wheel there, the Ferris wheel and the beautiful sphere and all kinds of things. I don't know, are we off, Batar? What's going on? Are we not on the air? All right, we're not on Rumble right now. He's trying to fix it, but we're on YouTube and Getter, but not on Rumble. All right, things happen. So we're working on it. Very rarely, I was going to get into Trump and Iran. I was going to get into Trump. There I am. Trump and Iran and Trump and China. I got lots of stories about that, but I want to open up with something that makes me very sad. I had tears in my eyes when I read it, because when you realize what Trump has sacrificed for our country, what he has done for our country. This man, you understand, when I go to Mar-a-Lago, inside Mar-a-Lago are the richest people in the world. People with billions of dollars, literally, no exaggeration. I don't know if there's anyone that's a member of Mar-a-Lago isn't worth $100 million or more. And inside are many of the world's billionaires, and all the United States' billionaires, and all the United States' $100 million men who are Republicans. And Trump could just enjoy his life, have a great life. You know, me too, by the way. I can enjoy my life, and instead I'm here with you. I could just be enjoying the world. Instead, I lost everything to be in this business, right? I was one of the top sports handicappers of the country, and suddenly the ESPNs of the world, all the sports channels would not allow me on anymore because I must be a racist and transphobic. The liberal scumbags. And I was a top speaker, business speaker all over the world, and suddenly no one would book me for a business speech because they're all a bunch of scumbags and they're all a bunch of cowards afraid of their shadow. Oh my God, if Wayne Root's there, we might get one person that could play in the audience. It reminds me when I gave a big speech about 10 years ago. Trump was president, so 10 years ago, 2016. So it was probably 2017. It's probably 9 years ago or 8 years ago. I had a big business speech, got paid a lot of money. I think I got paid $25,000 for a speech. And the audience one group in the audience got offended. One group, just 4 people. It was, I think, 3,800 people in the audience at a business event. And 4 people complained that Wayne Root said something nice about Trump and bad about Obama. And the event organizer said, "I'm sorry, Wayne, but we're never going to have you back." Now, I want you to understand, the 3,800 people gave me a standing ovation when I was done. 4 people complained. When I was done speaking and got the standing ovation, I walked outside to my booth and I had a book signing. I told everyone I'm going straight to my book signing, and there was a 3-hour line to get photos of Wayne and get a book signed by Wayne. Standing ovation, 3-hour line, 3,800 people love me. Many of them said, greatest speech I've ever heard in my life. 4 people complained that I offended them by attacking Obama or saying something nice about Trump. And the event organizer said, "I'm never going to have you back because I can't have this kind of controversy." This is what you're dealing with. So this is what Trump was dealing with. He was a billionaire. He was popular. He was beloved by New Yorkers. He was beloved by Jews, beloved by blacks. Then you run as a Republican, everybody hates you. And you lose lots and lots of money. So this story makes me sad because I understand how much this man has sacrificed for our country. So this revelation just came out. President Trump has instructions tucked away in the Oval Office, in his desk, the Resolute desk, for Vice President J.D. Vance, should he ever succeed him as president in case he's assassinated. There is a letter in the Resolute drawer that is addressed to the Vice President should something happen to him. This was told to the media by Sebastian Gorka today in a recent interview. He's faced so many threats in his life, he's now written a letter to J.D. Vance. If I'm dead, this is the letter. I want you to understand what has to happen and what might have just happened. And you just realize this man gave up everything and is willing to give up his life. His life. I mean, he's been giving up his life, the fun in life, because he could be running around the world having fun with Melania and his grandkids. And instead, he's doing this, trying to make America great again. And people are so tough on him. And not everything he does makes me happy, too. I disagree with some things. Doesn't matter. He's the greatest of my lifetime. He's the greatest I've ever had. He's the greatest we'll ever get. No one's going to be better. And now he's left a note in the Resolute desk, which I was there in the Oval Office, saw the Resolute desk with the bust of Abraham Lincoln and Winston Churchill on it. And it just made my knees shake walking into the Oval Office. Just amazing. And there was Trump sitting at the Resolute desk and talked to me for about 5 minutes, but never met my eyes. The entire 5 minutes he was looking at my wife's legs. Hey, my wife's got the most beautiful legs you've ever seen. So I understand why. He's a real man, as opposed to all the weirdos that are running around the Democrat Party and a lot of fake Republicans who are actually weirdos in real life. It's amazing how many people in Congress and how many chiefs of staff in Congress are gay and they act straight and they're not real men and they don't look at women. And boy, I appreciate that he's a real man. Any real man would look at my wife's legs because Cindy has the best legs in the world. So Trump was talking to me while he was looking at Cindy the whole time. Very funny. And I've got photos to prove it, by the way. Photo? Yeah, no, not jealous. I'm kidding me. I'd be looking at Melania's legs. What are you talking about? I'm a man. You know, someone once said the average man thinks about sex 3,000 times a day, and I said I'm well above that average. All right, so the man has a note in the Resolute desk saying that if I'm killed, if I'm assassinated, if I die in office, he could have a heart attack without all the pressure on him. If I die in office, J.D. Vance, here's my letter to you. And I just think that brings tears to my eyes because it's a good guy, man. Great man, legend. He is the legend. He is the GOAT, greatest of all time. All right, China made a revealing choice in its airport greeter for Trump in Beijing. If you don't know, that's where he is today in China. Got off the plane a few hours ago in China, arrived in Beijing. He did not get a tarmac greeting from the Chinese president, Xi Jinping. Of course, these people are all terrible people, so you understand. But the apparent snub that Trump got was actually an upgrade from his last welcome in 2017. Isabel Vladidieu, founder of the U.S. Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights, said, it's actually quite revealing from a protocol perspective. Xi Jinping did not personally greet Trump at the airport in 2017 either, but this time Beijing noticeably upgraded the reception by sending the vice president of China, Han Zheng, along with both ambassadors and senior foreign affairs officials. Last time around, they sent a nobody. Trump's arrival 9 years ago, the last visit to China by an American president, featured a lower-level official appearing to welcome him. In Chinese protocol, diplomatic protocol, rank is never accidental. In 2017, he was greeted by Yang, I don't know if I can pronounce this, but it looks like Chi, who is senior official and state counselor, but not as high rank as the vice president. China is signaling, therefore, that this visit carries greater strategic and geopolitical weight than before. Trump arrived on Air Force One with an all-star entourage, including Elon Musk, the world's richest man, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, and NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, whose AI chip-making business is the world's largest company by market cap. The president's red carpet welcome featured a military band, honor guard, and 300 youth singing a welcome message and waving American and Chinese flags in time to the band's music. Trump greeted the crowd with his signature fist pumps while appearing emotional and visibly moved by the spectacle. That's funny. According to world-renowned body language expert Dr. Lillian Glass, my original speech teacher, Patar, when I came to Los Angeles in 1989 to be the anchorman for FNN, I was told by Arnie Rosenthal, the GM and president of FNN Sports, we hired you, but you could be fired in the next few weeks if you don't get rid of your New York accent and your long hair, by the way. You remember they cut my hair in the middle of the newsroom because I got 5 haircuts in a row, and each time they said it's not short enough. So finally they said, let's just finish it in the newsroom, and they cut my hair with everybody cheering around me. But anyway, no, right in the middle of the newsroom. Newsroom. Green room wasn't big enough. I had 100 people watching. And then they said, you got to fix your New York accent, because I guess I said San Diego like San Diego, Boston, New York. So they got rid of all that because they sent me to Dr. Lillian Glass, and I only had 2 sessions with her, and I got rid of all my accent, like 90% of it. I'm sure some of you can still hear a little bit of New York in me, but not much. Not much. They want you to sound on TV like you could be from anywhere. Mm-hmm. They don't want you to sound like they want you to sound like you're from the Midwest. Actually, that's the perfect the perfect newsroom accent for an anchor man and a host is to be like Midwest, which is an accent of nothing. You just can't tell. It's not a West Coast accent. It's not an East Coast accent. It's not a Southern accent. It's just an American, pure English accent. So I learned that from Dr. Lillian Glass. Didn't see her for 30 years. And then I was the host and MC of the Palm Beach County Republican Party Lincoln Day dinner last April in Palm Beach at Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach, Florida, Mar-a-Lago at Trump's home. And there were about 1,000 people in the audience. I was the MC. And who was sitting at my head table? Dr. Lillian Glass. Hadn't seen her in 30 years. And she was so proud of how far I've come. So proud. But there she is commenting on President Trump and the reception he got. Hundreds of Chinese children greeting the president in China. Probably every single one of them was birthed in America by a Chinese mother, and they brought him back there. Trump doesn't want to say that. Don't touch it, Trump. Don't touch it. They might kill you. Never get back to America. By the way, the best news of the day. I was like celebrating. Here's the news to celebrate, man. Poll shows Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez leading the field of potential 2028 Democrat presidential candidates. AOC, please God, run her. Please God, run her. She's so dumb, like even bartenders wince when she speaks. She gives a bad name to bartenders. That's the Democrats' leading candidate. Wow. Great news. Hi, this is Wayne Allyn from my great friend. All right, Wayne Allyn, I am joined by Gordon Bond. What an honor. Owner of Bond Arms, one of the great gun manufacturers, all made in the USA, all made in Texas. His website is getbondarms.com. Gordon, what makes Bond Arms different from any other gun manufacturer?
Well, we when my brother started the company a long time ago, the regular Derringer, let me see if I can get it in the picture here, was basically known as a cheap, dangerous throwaway gun. This is a 1865 model. Derringers have been around forever. And what he did was take a dangerous gun and just made it very cool by better materials, trigger guard, interchangeable barrels, solid stainless steel. And Wayne, like you saw at the show, people love picking them up and just holding them. And it's just like, they pick it up and it's like, wow, this is like a real gun.
That's great. I saw it. My wife and I were at the show, and she's a gun aficionado even more than I am. And she said it was the best booth at the entire gun show. Out of thousands of booths was Gordon's booth, Bond Arms. To celebrate America's 250th anniversary, Bond Arms is releasing the American 250 edition handgun at a special price only for my fans. Tell us about it.
So one thing that we wanted to do, when I graduated in 1976, it was the bicentennial, and that's all they talked about all year long. And so when this 250th anniversary was coming up, we really wanted to do something special on this. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is the stainless steel version. It's 45 long Colt and 410 shotgun shell, very well built. I mean, our guns are built like a tank. People love the quality. They call it a hand cannon, best snake gun you've ever had. Oh yeah, there's a beautiful side with the flag and the Liberty. And people just love the way that we do things. I mean, they'll come to our booth every year and just go, wow, what are y'all doing this year? You know, what crazy thing are you doing this year? So the American 250, we're really going to focus on that. We want to give everybody the opportunity to own a piece of history.
Gun. What a beautiful gun. What a gorgeous gun. The engravings. Wow. And I love that name, hand cannon. I want a hand cannon. Mine got delivered today. I'll have them for next week's show. My own personal hand cannon from Bond Arms. How do you get it? Go to getbondarms.com. See the number on the screen, getbondarms.com, or call 817-573-4445. See the disclaimer on the bottom of the screen for certain restrictions. Getbondarms.com. Gordon, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Hi, I'm Wayne Allen Root for Vertical Research Advisory, VRA, Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up! Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses to the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com. All right, Wayne Allen Root, the Root's on fire. The Sphere. The Sphere, there it is, in pink. In pink. I love it. Got to be a strong man to wear pink and be straight. I wear pink all the time because what's someone going to do? No one thinks I'm gay. It's okay. It's okay. I could get away with it. I wear pink. I like pink. It's a beautiful color. And Cindy likes me, and it looks good. So here was the article I was talking about when we went to break. AOC leading the field of potential Democrat presidential candidates. What a crap party they've got. Oh, my God. We got Vance and Rubio and a whole bench of other great candidates if need be, but I don't think anyone's going beyond Vance and Rubio. As a matter of fact, that may be the ticket, Vance and Rubio, or Rubio and Vance. I don't know. I don't know if Vance would ever be a VP again with Rubio on top, but as of now, I think it's probably Vance-Rubio. But maybe Rubio will run against him and try and make it Rubio, period. But unlike other surveys that show Kamala as the fan favorite, this survey has a squad member leading the pack. So whose survey is this? Let's even see who it is. Oh, this is a recent Atlantis Intel poll. And they have AOC on top with 26%. And the number 2 is the gay trans leader, Pete Buttigieg, as I always say, otherwise known as Pete Butthead. And he was the head of the Transportation Agency of the United States, but I call him the trans leader. Came in second place with 22%, followed by 21% with Gavin Newsom, who's destroyed California, but he's handsome and has good hair, so that should do it. And Harris came in a distant fourth with 12%. So Ocasio-Cortez, she's everyone's favorite. Like I said, she makes bartenders wince. Bartenders, she gives them a bad name. If you don't know why I'm making that joke, it's because she was a bartender just a few years ago when someone suggested she should run in like a suicide race against a guy who'd been, 20 years as a congressman and was getting 80 or 90% of the vote in an all-black and Latino district. And but he was white. And she decided to run against him, and she went door to door, and she told everybody, aren't you black? Aren't you Latino? How come you got a white guy representing you? The whole district is black and Latino. Why do we have a white Democrat representing us? He doesn't represent us. I represent you. I'm Latino. And that's how she got elected. That's it. Democrats use race for everything. Everything in life. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Just amazing. So that's her claim to fame. She went from bartender to United States congressman by beating a white guy, by saying white guys shouldn't represent black people, Latinos. And once she won the primary, that was it. There's no general election to worry about. In an all-black and Latino district, the Democrat primary winner is automatically going to win the general election. That's how she became a congresswoman. And then she became the most celebrated congresswoman in the entire Democrat Party. She's a moron. She's so dumb. In other words, I think of bartenders as smart people. She's the dumbest bartender I've ever seen. When I meet bartenders, they know a little bit about everything because that's their job. They got to talk to people, right? They got to talk. Just like taxi drivers are very smart people. They read the paper all day and then they talk to you about the news. They actually know what's going on. Bartenders and taxi drivers know what's going on. And this AOC is so dumb, she couldn't spell cat if I spotted her the C and the A. Just amazing. She's your leader for President of the United States. The leader in the clubhouse. Wow. That's funny. That is funny. All right. And Democrats couldn't win with a white woman, and they couldn't win, in this election. They tried to win with a woman of color. So now they're going to try a young woman of color. Right? They keep changing the game a little bit, just a little bit. If you can't win with a woman because Hillary's white, then you win with a woman who's black. Kamala wasn't really black. She's really Indian, but half black, half Indian, half Jamaican, half Indian. If that won't win, let's switch to Latina, woman, and young. That seems to be the way they're going. It just keeps changing a little bit each time, and they're going to see if they can pick up, a few more Latino votes, a few more young votes, a few more female votes. And I don't know, personally, I think she's an insult to women everywhere. She's a dummy. She is just as dumb as a doorknob. And that's the reason Kamala lost, because she's another one who's dumb as a doorknob, right? The only thing Kamala knew how to do was have sex in order to move up in politics. That's it. It's the only thing she knew how to do. Really scary that she was almost president of the United States. And Kamala is smart compared to AOC. That's saying something, man. That's scary. Bond Arms is the sponsor of this segment of the show. We have a gun worthy now of President Trump's 250th anniversary celebration. There it is, the Bond Arms America 250 edition handgun. American-made, precision-crafted, built like a tank. A work of art, performs like a hand cannon, takes shotgun shells. Look at the size of the chamber. It's a little gun that takes shotgun shells. It is the smallest, most powerful personal protection handgun you can carry. Designed to celebrate and honor the 250 years of independence. Go to getbondarms.com, getbondarms.com. It's only $499 from my fans and friends. Getbondarms.com, $499, $100 off for friends of Wayne. Getbondarms.com. All right, I'm joined by Kip Herridge, my old buddy, and an economic expert, CEO of Vertical Research Advisory. His website, VRAinsider.com. As I've explained on this show so many times, VRA has beaten the market in 19 of the last 22 years since Kip founded the VRA in 2003. Over the last 3 years, VRA had an average gain of 37%. Kip, congratulations on your success. I've seen it firsthand for over 22 years. I've read your newsletter for the last 22 plus years. You're my personal financial expert. How do you guys keep beating the markets almost every year when 90% of Wall Street money managers fail to do so?
Well, thanks, Wayne. I worked in that environment for 15 years, worked at Wall Street 15 years, helped take 7 companies public, raised and managed several $100 million. And I know how the groupthink of Wall Street works, and that's not how people make money. 90% of money managers, as you say, don't beat the markets every year. We do. And the reason really is I had great mentors that helped me to create what we call our VRA investing system. It's our proprietary market timing and sector selection system that tells us when to be in the market, when to be out, when to be aggressive, and when to take some profits, and take some money to cash. And that helps us with our sector selection. Again, market timing, those are real keys. And we also love doing individual stock research. So that's where you put our clients and subscribers into, again, ETFs, individual stocks. And we also love Bitcoin and gold, as you know, and silver. In 2003, I recommended gold at $350 an ounce, silver at $5. We recommended Bitcoin at $2,000 in 2017. And combined with those three, we're up over 4,000% in gains for our 40 times your money for our subscribers. So we do things a little differently. 5th and 6th generation native Texans, and we love what we do here in Texas.
Well, I'm a witness to all of it. I've been there for all of it. There's a lot of fear out there today, Kip. What should investors know about the stock market right now?
Yeah, you got to be in this market. That's what investors should know. Look, volatility is the price of admission. It just is. It comes with the territory. But these dips give us great buying opportunities. Look, we've been the most bullish market strategists in America for the last 4 years. We call this the innovation revolution meets the Trump economic miracle meets an absolute ocean of liquidity. Those are our big three. Again, Trump's economic miracle this year is really going to start paying its dues. We expect GDP growth to hit 5% this year. We expect the markets we think this bull market runs into the 2030s.
All right, everyone gets 2 weeks free automatically by going to VRAinsider.com. 2 weeks free. Judge for yourself. VRAinsider.com. Kip Herridge, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
President Trump wants to make America the energy capital of the world, make America energy independent again. Here is a project that can help accomplish that, or certainly go a long way to helping accomplish it. I'm so proud to introduce you to a real America hero of the energy industry, Mark Bruner, founder and CEO of Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. Mark is a second-generation oil and gas legend whose companies have created more than $15 billion in shareholder value, including Ultra Petroleum. But Lost Soldier could be bigger than Ultra Petroleum, with what could be the largest gas discovery in the United States in 100 years. It's 40,000 acres. It took them 40 years to piece it together in Wyoming. Mark, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you again, Wayne.
Tell us more about Lost Soldier. What have you got?
Well, I think we've got a really big gas field. I mean, in order to understand why it's just being done now, you got to understand the history. There was a uranium mine out here, and whenever there was a meltdown by 3 Mile Island, they started reclamating this mine and shut it down. 3 years ago, I got a call that basically asked me if I would drill it because they finally got the release and the reclamation was over and they had permits to drill it. So we drilled it, and it's the biggest discovery that I've ever made. Okay, it's basically deep overpressured gas. Starting at around 13,000 feet, it's like a layer cake. It's just zone after zone of overpressure is what it is. So we're very excited about it. The other great thing is that it's surrounded by infrastructure, legacy fields that are essentially run out, and billions of dollars of infrastructure is there for us to utilize, and we don't have to build it. We're building a 5 mile line to hook into that infrastructure, and we believe we can produce up to 400 million a day within 36 months to fill that line, and then we're going to build a bigger line. That's the plan, and yeah, we couldn't be more excited, Wayne, about what we have.
Hey, Mark, listen, I want to make sure people that contact you, if they're accredited investors and they want to hear more about the project, they want to get involved, they go to lostsoldier.com. Lostsoldier.com. Mark's got a whole team. Every one of them has 40 plus years of experience in the energy and oil business, and they will contact you, call you back, or email you. All right, Wayne Allyn, welcome back. 24 years as an adopted Las Vegan. I love this town. No taxes, no income taxes, no business taxes, no capital gains taxes, no inheritance taxes. And they say the #2 lowest property tax in the United States of America. All right, back. Lost Soldier Oil and Gas, sponsor of this segment. It's our guest segment. Great guest standing by with an issue near and dear to my heart. I love my dogs and I love my animals, and he is a man of my heart, man. This guy is good. Lost Soldier Oil and Gas, though, we got to get to them because they sign the front of the checks, and that's important to me, too. America is now focused on energy independence, and, of course, with what's happened in Iran and Venezuela, we are now the energy capital of the world. No question about it. Everyone's coming to us for oil and gas, and here is Lost Soldier Oil and Gas entering the picture. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery in Wyoming, the first 4,000 feet drilled so far, estimated to contain up to 6 trillion cubic feet of gas, making it one of the largest natural gas discoveries in the Rocky Mountains in the last 30 years. Amazing. The surge in AI data centers is what's placing soaring demand in energy resources, and this is how we power the AI future of America with inexpensive, clean, natural gas, right? Solves pollution, solves the electricity issue, solves everything. Inexpensive and clean. Headed by oil and gas legend Mark Bruner, whose previous public companies, Pinnacle Energy and Ultra Petroleum, delivered spectacular returns for investors. At its peak, a $10,000 investment in Ultra Petroleum turned into over $13 million over 10 years. 13 million. 10,000 turned into 13 million. All you got to be is patient. To learn more about Lost Soldier Oil and Gas and this wonderful opportunity to invest, go to lostsoldier.com, fill out the contact form. They'll get right back to you. That's lostsoldier.com. I've invested twice last year. Plan to do it a third time this year. Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. They'll get right back to you. And a quick reminder, past performance, of course, we all understand, does not automatically mean future performance, but to know that somebody's good and his public companies have delivered spectacular returns in the past, it's nice to have a good guy guiding the ship. All right, LostSoldier.com. Our guest is Justin Goodman. He is Senior Vice President of White Coast Waste. The website is whitecoatwaste.org. Whitecoatwaste.org. You say that 5 times fast. White Coast. See, I keep saying coast. Whitecoatwaste.org. I can't say it 5 times fast. Justin, can you say it 5 times fast?
WCW, White Coat. Yeah, we got some abbreviations just in case, but I've got trouble too.
All right, so to give you a little background, so I've had dogs my whole life. I mean, my entire life, my adult life. And some of them have been pound dogs, and I've rescued them. Some of them have been beautiful pedigree dogs, but I just love dogs. Now I've got Bubba, my golden doodle, looks like 150 pounds. He is gigantic. I kiss him like 10,000 times a day. I love him. I got a wife and 4 kids, and Bubba's right up there, I'll tell you. I love dogs. We had Buddy, too, and he died a few months ago, Bubba's best friend. So I just love dogs. So I appreciate what you're doing. Justin is joining us to discuss beagles, in particular, dogs, beagles, great breed, that were being experimented on and are now being let out of captivity. I saw the article. I told my executive producer, Andrew, get me this guy as a guest. I want to talk to him. So tell us about White Coat Waste.
Yeah, Wayne, thanks for having me. Always great to meet a fellow dog lover. So White Coat Waste is a government watchdog group, and we're nonprofit, and we are grassroots driven, and we're specifically focused on ending government-funded animal testing. A lot of people don't realize that the U.S. government, our tax dollars, are the single largest funder of animal testing in the entire world. Wow. Agencies like the NIH are wasting $20 billion a year of our hard-earned money to torture beagles, kittens, and other animals in laboratories. And of course, one of our biggest investigations back in 2021 was exposing Fauci's Beagle Labs. And those photos, obviously, those infamous photos of the beagles drugged with their heads in cages full of biting insects went viral. And we've been fighting to completely defund all of those Fauci-era programs since back then. Unfortunately, still some of them are still going on, but obviously there's now more attention than ever on this issue, more public support than ever on this issue from the left, the right, the center, across the political spectrum on Main Street and on Capitol Hill. And we're thrilled to be making so much progress.
I rarely do any work with anyone on the left, but I got to tell you, if someone on the left loves dogs, we can work together on this one. So I could have one thing in common with someone on the left. I love dogs, and I would do anything to save those beagles. So I think Fauci's evil. I mean, between his work with beagles and his work with AIDS orphans, I think a decade before that, and his work on the COVID vaccine and funding the COVID research that created the COVID germ. I mean, I think this guy's pure evil. Your group's been working with congressional Republicans to shut down an abusive beagle breeder in Wisconsin. Clips have gone viral of animal rescuers removing 1,500 dogs, and I saw that clip. That was the clip that made me call my producer, Andrew, and I said, get this guy on. I want to speak to Justin. So tell us what happened. When I'm watching that clip, what am I seeing? They're letting you just walk out with 1,500 dogs? What's happening there?
Yeah, so there's about 42,000 dogs locked in laboratories right now in the United States, and there are literally companies that are funded with taxpayer dollars that exist. They're massive puppy mills that exist just to breed beagles for experimentation.
Why beagles, by the way? What, Justin, why beagles?
Yeah, and it's the same qualities that make them amazing pets and companions, make them easy victims for government labs. It's because they're small, they're docile, and they're easy to abuse. And we actually have documents that we've gotten through the Freedom of Information Act where these taxpayer-funded laboratories justify the use of beagles, saying they're cute and friendly, and it's easy for us to cage and torture them. And that's why they use them. And unfortunately, they've become the breed of choice because they are so sweet and forgiving. And so there's 42,000 beagles in labs, tens of thousands more in these breeding facilities. And one of the breeders that supplies the Fauci labs that we've been trying to shut down is a company called Ridgeland Farms in Wisconsin. And they've been cited for hundreds of violations of cruelty laws, doing unanesthetized surgeries on beagles. In the past, they cut out their vocal cords, just horrible, horrible abuses. Terrible and people. Unfortunately, the federal government did not step in to intervene and stop them. And also the state government in Wisconsin failed to take meaningful action. So advocates from across the country descended on Ridgeland, took out a few dozen dogs, and then struck a deal with them. Unfortunately, they bought them, which that's a whole different story, but they bought 1,500 of these beagles, and now they're all being dispersed across the country to dozens and dozens of rescue organizations and states across the US, and they're being saved. Unfortunately, here's the rub, and here's why we're working with, I saw the article you shared about our work with Congressman Nick Langworthy, Republican from New York. We're working with him now to cut the funding for all of these laboratories, because many of the beagles who were bred by this disgusting puppy mill out in Wisconsin are still sitting in taxpayer-funded laboratories, labs that Fauci literally signed off on. In one of these laboratories, they're shaving the beagle's fur off, and then they glue capsules full of ticks to their bare skin and let the ticks bite them and suck their blood, and they completely withhold pain relief from the puppies. So we're leading a campaign now to defund it.
This sounds like Mengele, right? This sounds like Nazi experimentation. These are horrible people. Who could do this to a nice dog? How could you live at night? How do you go home to your wife and kids and sleep at night? I don't understand any of it. I could sleep at night after I raided that factory with you, and I would take all the dogs at gunpoint and give them to nice families. I could sleep well at night. These are horrible people. You know, just because I've had dogs my whole life and I know they're the most wonderful creatures in the entire world, more loyal than any person would ever be, more loving than any person would ever be. And I just can't believe anybody could do this stuff. Dr. Fauci, what a terrible person. And how does the government still do this? I mean, you're just bringing a lot of, thank God for you, by the way, Justin, you're bringing a lot of publicity and a lot of pressure on the government. But this has been going on, I guess, you know, forever, for like 50 years, 60 years. God knows how many millions of dogs have been tortured that we didn't even know about. And you're just now getting pressure on them. So who knows how many have had this happen to them, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the peak in the 70s when they started counting, because before they didn't even count how many dogs were in labs, but at the peak, there were probably 250,000 dogs every year being tortured in laboratories. Now we're at an all-time low in terms of numbers. We're about 42,000, but that's obviously 42,000 too many.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, to your point, we've bred dogs for tens of thousands of years to be loyal companions, to be family members with us, to share our lives. And it's a betrayal of the dogs and their trust to treat them like disposable laboratory equipment. And it's also betrayal of millions and millions, tens of millions of taxpayers who consider dogs members of the family, have pets at home, and don't want their hard-earned money being wasted to torture Snoopy in these sick experiments. And again, these are literally, many of these projects are literally projects that Dr. Fauci approved and personally signed off on. He's admitted as much. So if anything, you know, if we want to hold Fauci accountable for what happened during COVID, and actually White Coat Waste was the organization that exposed his funding for the Wuhan lab also. But if we want to, if you're welcome, it's, Fauci's the worst villain in the animal testing history books by far.
Wow. You know, and this is not your topic, I'm sure, but I've been someone who from the first day has been calling him, you know, evil because of the COVID vaccines, which I think are horrendous and which study after study shows have killed people and have injured people and have crippled people and disabled people. And they keep saying safe and effective, and there isn't anything safe or effective about them, but everybody got rich on them. This is all about money. That's all any of this was ever about. The music's on. Quickly, what can viewers do to save the innocent dogs that are still being tortured?
Follow us at White Coat Waste on all the social media platforms. You can visit whitecoatwaste.org and we have a new website set up, mahabetrayed.org, so you can write to RFK right now and let him know you don't want your taxpayer dollars funding beagle torture.
Whitecoatwaste.org, and I'm going to go there in the break right now. I want to make sure I know that site, and I want to bookmark that site, whitecoatwaste.com. Justin Goodman, you are a good man. You have good in your name, see? You are good. I appreciate all you do. I don't care if you're conservative or liberal. You're good. You got my vote.
Thanks, Wayne. I appreciate it.
All right, one of my favorite guests ever, Allyn Pariser's with us, an advocate for GreatPatriotStore.com. He's been a customer for 36 years, almost 4 decades. My wife and I, Cindy, do much of our monthly shopping now at GreatPatriotStore.com. It's an alternative to wokeness. It's run by pro-American conservatives. USA Today voted it one of the best stores in America in 2025. And with all these communists taking over, Allyn Pariser, New York, Seattle, Chicago, promising cheap government groceries or free, you need to buy American. Tell us why.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of our competitors have completely lost it. They've gone totally woke over the years, but our founding axiom is really very simple. For 41 years, we've been focused on manufacturing exceptional products at reasonable prices, made by Americans, here in America, for Americans. And we've expanded. We have manufacturing plants across the United States, distribution plants across the United States. And not only can Americans get the best quality, the best price from Great Patriot Store, in most cases, we can deliver to your front door even faster than Amazon.
So prices are high everywhere. Procter & Gamble and Amazon are considering price increases. How do the prices at Great Patriot Store compare to national brands?
Well, we've got hundreds of products, Wayne, but if you just take a look at one like our laundry detergent, we make it, it's patented, and it's literally almost fractions, almost half the price of our competitors, and you get 96 loads of wash. It's the best value. There's no toxic chemicals in any of our products whatsoever. And if you're looking to lose some of those holiday pounds, you don't need the shots with the LPG-1 drugs. We have something called berberine. Nature's Ozempic is what people are calling it. It's legit, it works, and we've got it at a better price than any of our competitors.
All right, we've got just seconds to go, so be quick. I love your beef. I eat your sirloin and your New York steak all the time. It's kind of breakfast and lunch for me all the time. Why is your beef superior?
Made in America, never, ever any hormones, ever any antibiotics, no mRNA. It's all prime. It's the best quality that you can find at the best price, free shipping, and it's the best beef on the planet.
All right, to get your free gift, that's right, a free gift, purchase the beef and other great American products. You got to be a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form. One of their conservative team members will contact you right away. GreatPatriotStore.com. Happy New Year. Thank you, Allyn.
Thank you, Wayne. God bless.
Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root, CEO, conservative TV and radio host, and best-selling author. I believe in America and American exceptionalism. America is now focused on energy independence. Enter Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery. The first 4,000 feet drilled so far are estimated to contain up to 6 trillion cubic feet of gas, making it one of the largest natural gas discoveries in the Rocky Mountain region in the last 30 years. This is how we power the AI future of America with clean natural gas. Headed by oil and gas legend Mark Bruner, whose previous public companies, Pinnacle Energy and Ultra Petroleum, delivered spectacular returns for investors. At its peak, a $10,000 investment in Ultra Petroleum turned into over $13 million. To learn more about this Lost Soldier oil and gas opportunity, go to LostSoldier.com. Fill out the contact form. That's LostSoldier.com. Hi. Isn't it funny? You know, I'm not like the most nice, cuddly guy in the world. I'm someone who has no... When they say, like, genocide, Israel's committing genocide, I just laugh. Stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's a war. And in war, you bomb people and you kill people. And if the other side is using people as human shields, they're going to die. Doesn't bother me. I mean, I like it, but it doesn't bother me. It's war. But yet, I can't take one dog being tortured in the whole world. I can't take it. Drives me crazy. I want to cry. I want to be sad. I want to go rescue the dog. I want to shoot the guy in the head who's torturing the dog. But I have no problem when you bomb Gaza because that's war. That's a whole different thing. Humans have an ability to get out. Israel told them to get out. If they didn't get out, that's their problem. If they're being held as human shields, maybe they shouldn't have voted for Hamas again and again and again. Maybe they shouldn't have allowed Hamas to attack on October 6th and rape and gang rape and murder Israeli women and kidnap them and gang rape them again and kill babies and cut babies' heads off and set babies on fire. Maybe they shouldn't have done all that, because after that, all bets are off. You can do whatever you want to do. But see, these dogs haven't hurt anybody. The animals in Gaza are the real savages and animals, and they kill Jews the worst since the Holocaust. So all bets are off. You can do whatever you want to do at that point. That's called revenge, and that's called self-defense, and that's called destroying the enemy after they've attacked you for no reason. Okay, women and children. Then all bets are off. Okay, after Pearl Harbor, do you think anyone in America gave a crap how many Japanese we killed, how many Nazis we killed? Do you think they cared that we firebombed every city in Germany? You think they cared that we dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan? No, they didn't care. So why are Jews different? Because the world doesn't like it. They like it when Jews are being slaughtered and enslaved. They don't like it when tough Jews in Israel, like me and like Meyer Lansky, don't take crap and don't let you crap on them. And if you attack us, we're going to wipe you out. That's what you're allowed to do. Every other country in the world's done it. You attack Russia, they wipe you out. You attack China, they wipe you out. You attack the United States, we wipe you out. Throughout history, you attack England, we wipe you out. Okay? Israel's going to wipe you out if you kill women and children, Israeli women and children. If you kill Jews anywhere in the world, they're going to wipe you out. But the one thing I can't take is seeing dogs tortured. Boy, that's just too much for me, because those dogs didn't hurt anybody. Didn't hurt a thing. You know what goes on in those Arab Muslim nations? From the day they go to school, they're taught to hate Jews, kill Jews, murder Jews. Jews aren't people. They're not real human beings. They teach them to suicide bomb. So I don't feel bad when they use those same people as human shields. That's their fault. Hamas did that. Israel didn't do that. But boy, you hurt dogs who didn't hurt you. An innocent beagle, boy, that's terrible. That's just awful. All right, Trump says the Ukraine war very close to ending. Stock market's going to fly. Interest rate's going to go down. Gas price is going to go down. Economy's going to soar. Economy's going to boom. We're going to win the midterms. And the Supreme Court already handed us probably anywhere between 10 and 15 new seats before the midterms. So, and probably a lot more than that, maybe 20 plus for 2028. So great news. Bessent, Treasury Secretary Bessent, I think it's pronounced. Scott Bessent's description of suffocating the Iranian regime through economic and financial pressure, whether via sanctions or U.S. military blockade, now appears to be showing up in the data. New geospatial intelligence indicates Iran's main crude export terminal, this is Karg Island, has gone quiet. A separate report suggests seaborne oil exports have effectively been halted for the past month. First report comes from Bloomberg, which cited European satellite imagery showing a massive bottleneck developing at Iran's energy complex. No ocean-going tankers at Karg Island, country's main export terminal, on May 8th, 9th, or 11th. This marks the longest stretch with no crude tanker loadings since the U.S.-Iran conflict began 3 months ago. The exact words, Karg Island's loading terminals are observed completely empty yesterday for the first time since mid-April, despite 19 tankers waiting nearby. A recent 80,000 BBL oil slick suggests sustained infrastructure damage has halted all crude departures since. That's why the war is about to end, all of you geniuses that think that Trump isn't going to win this war. Okay, we've cut them off, we've starved them, we've collapsed their economy, we've choked off their entire oil business. CIA whistleblower alleges cover-up of lab leak intelligence. Spy scientists repeatedly concluded that a lab accident caused the COVID-19 pandemic, but more senior bureaucrats watered down and suppressed their conclusions. A CIA senior operations officer testified to Congress today. The CIA officer and whistleblower James Erdman III described under oath in a hearing called by Senator Rand Paul a pattern of obstruction that promoted the conclusions of a tight-knit group of virologists close to Anthony Fauci, downplaying the conclusions of the intelligence community's own biological experts. See, Fauci funded, he's the father of COVID. He funded COVID that caused millions to die. He is a murderer. He killed AIDS orphans. He killed beagles. And now he killed real people that might be your mother, your father, your child, your sister, your brother. What an evil man. Is a Mengele of our time. Mass murderer. Crimes against humanity. Fauci should hang after a trial. A fair trial with a jury of his peers. No one's going to accuse me of trying to incite violence. No violence here. He should be arrested. He should be put in leg irons. He should be flown to Gitmo, trial at Gitmo, assign him the best military lawyers, best legal team money can buy, and if he's found guilty, hang him. He is a Mengele. He is the worst mass murderer since the days of Nazi Germany. Dr. Anthony Fauci, piece of garbage. Hi, this is Wayne Allyn. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form, and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com. Coming to you from Las Vegas. This is known as Warzone Live, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. East Coast time. Great to be with you. All kinds of things happening. This is the mainstream media, not the mainstream media, and I am the biggest MAGA mouth in the world. We got a great guest. Dinesh D'Souza is with us. Dinesh, we appreciate you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Wayne.
Buckle up your seatbelts. Let's go to war.
Wayne Allyn Root. Happy to see you again on the cutting edge of things on your show, whether it's medical, political, you name it, you're on top of it. So just great to hear that.
So wonderful to be with you again, Wayne. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be with you tonight.
It's great to see you, Wayne. How you been?
Anytime, Wayne. Great to see you.
Hey, Wayne. Great to see you, brother.
Hey, Wayne. Good to be with you. Wayne, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Lots going on.
You're doing great, Wayne. Glad to be here.
The root's on fire. Welcome to my show, Warzone Live. Monday through Friday, official podcast, The Gateway Pundit, from 6 to 8 p.m. East Coast time, 3 to 5 p.m. West Coast time every day. This is the Wayne Stream Media. No more mainstream media allowed in. Only Wayne Stream Media, meaning raw truth and in-your-face mother trucker information. As many of you know, I'm an idea man. I don't just criticize like 99% of TV and radio hosts. I contribute with doable solutions. The American people don't like it. I know. I speak to them.
Warning! The root's on fire! You're about to experience the most high-octane, pedal-to-the-metal controversial show of your life. Please buckle up and hold on tightly. This station is not responsible for injuries. This is Wayne Allyn Root, raw and unfiltered, with America's favorite conservative rock star, direct from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. What time is it? It's time for war! Here's your host, 100% raw truth, 100% American made, the warrior, Wayne Allyn Root.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root. The root is on fire. Good news with the gerrymandering situation. You say that 5 times fast. Gerrymandering situation. Hakeem Jeffries concedes defeat and moves the gerrymander battle to 2028. Now, I'm reading this one same time as you. Most articles I read you, I've read them, I like them, and I say I got to talk about them on the show today. But there's usually a few mixed in that I saw at the last minute, downloaded, never actually got a chance to read them. So I'm reading it at the same time as you. Sounds like House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has conceded defeat in the 2026 redistricting battle. If you take a deep breath, you could smell the failure laced with no small amount of humiliation. He says in advance of 2028, where we will have additional states that will come online, including but not limited to New York, New Jersey, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Illinois, and Maryland. That's at least 7 states will be able to unleash a decisive and forceful response to what they're doing in the Deep South. And I'm telling you right now, we will, as several of these governors have already publicly indicated, and the Senate President in New Jersey just said earlier today. Beneath Hakeem's feet is an $80 million pile of ash, which is what Democrats spent to lose their redistricting battle in Virginia. So let's go through Hakeem's list. The first number is the number of Democrat to Republican seats. Then we'll compare the percentage of Democrat seats to the percentage of vote President Trump received in each state. So in New York, there's 19 Democrat congressmen and 7 Republican. And I'm sure they'd like to make it a clean sweep and make it 26-0. Democrats hold 73% of the seats in the state. Trump earned 43% of the vote. Does that sound right to you? No, of course not. New Jersey, 9 Democrat, 3 Republican congressmen. Democrats already hold 75% of the seats in a state where Trump earned 46% of the vote. Colorado, 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans, an even congressional delegation. Democrats hold 50% of the seats in a state where Trump earned 43% of the vote. Washington, 8 Democrats, 2 Republicans. Democrats hold 80% of the seats in a state where Trump earned 39% of the vote. Really? Is that all he got in Washington? 39% of the vote. Isn't that amazing? I'll bet he got 60% of the vote everywhere except Seattle, and that's the Seattle area and its suburbs, Seattle metro area. Oregon, 5 Democrats, 1 Republican. Democrats hold 83.3% of the congressional seats in a state where Trump earned 41% of the vote. Illinois, 14 Democrats, 3 Republicans. Democrats hold 82.4% of the seats in a state where Trump earned 43.5% of the vote. And finally, Maryland, 7 Democrats, 1 Republican. Democrats hold almost 90% of the seats now in a state where Trump earned 34% of the vote. So as you can see, other than Colorado, these states were already gerrymandered and rigged in the Democrat Party's favor, way out of proportion to the percentage of that state's Democrat voters. How much more damage can they really do? How much damage can the Republican Party, a party that's been, until Trump came along, reluctant to follow the Democrats' lead in pressuring the gerrymander advantage? One problem for the Democrats is that in all of those states, their advantage is only in urban areas. How many more congressional districts in a state the size of New York or Illinois can Democrats attach to Chicago or New York City? There's just nothing left to squeeze. Well, you know, you're being a little naive in this article because Democrats don't care. The law means nothing. What's right means nothing. The rule of law means nothing to them. They're just cheats and thieves. All right, and this is a good example of the cheats and thieves. Exclusive report, stunning report. 6 illegal aliens are on the DHS list of the worst criminal aliens, and they're registered voters in Michigan. 6 non-citizen illegal aliens on the DHS list called worst of the worst criminal aliens are registered voters in Michigan. You don't think these are the worst of the worst criminals? You don't think all over the United States illegal aliens are voting, huh? You're living in a dream world. Dream world. I said this, and I just turned out to be right again and again and again. I don't know how many times a guy could be right. You know, it's just the media hates me. Democrats hate me. They're scared to death of me. That's why on X, even after Elon took over, he doesn't understand I'm being shadow banned beyond belief because they just have to quiet Wayne Root, silence Wayne Root, because everything I say turns out to be right. Everything. I have a gut instinct. There is no one in Washington. There's no one in the White House. There's no one in the country. There's no one in the media who has my record of always being right. And they can't stand it. So they're trying to silence me so you can't find me, you can't hear me, you can't see me. And despite all of it, I not only have a big hit show on the weekends, America's Top 10 Countdown, now I'll be announcing next week a Monday through Friday show as well every night. So they're trying to, but again, it's on a small network, Real America's Voice. I should have the biggest voice on Fox News. But they're trying to silence me. Here's another one. Illegal aliens accused in Dallas killing of a teen mother's unborn baby charged with capital murder. A verbal altercation in a parking lot allegedly led to the drive-by and a police chase in the early morning hours of May 3rd. So let's dig into this story. It's just unbelievable. Illegal aliens are some of the most horrendous people I've ever seen. Horrible people. 2 illegal aliens in Dallas are facing capital murder charges after shooting a pregnant 17-year-old girl. You got to say allegedly shooting a pregnant 17-year-old girl whose unborn child died as a result. Yeremy Alexander Zapata Alaman. I always say this. Illegals must be paid by the word. 17 of Honduras. How could you be dirt poor without a penny to your name? You live on a dirt floor and you have 4 names. Why don't you give them 8 names if they're paid by the word? And Kainer Ariel Calero Giron, another one with 4 names, 20 of Nicaragua. Both crossed the border illegally By the way, who'd you name them after? Their uncle in prison, their aunt in prison, their cousin in prison, their brother a murderer. Who'd you name them after? These people are such scumbags. See, it's not like immigrants are bad. I like legal immigrants. Show me the legal immigrant. I will show you a good-for-nothing, welfare addicted. They want welfare from the day they're born to the day they die, cradle to grave. Cradle to grave welfare losers coming here to commit crimes and rape and murder. That's why they're here illegally. If they wanted to wait in line like all nice people do, all honest people do, all law-abiding people do, then they might not ever get in, or they might not get in for 40 years. And by the time they get here, they'll be 60. So they don't want to do that. So they cut the line. Find me a person that cuts the line. I'll find you a bad person. Right? So that's the story. They're accused of the murder after a verbal altercation in a 7-Eleven parking lot led to a drive-by shooting. The pregnant teen was driving with another person who confronted Zapata Alaman and Calalero Giron from a vehicle before leaving 7-Eleven. The victims reported that shortly thereafter, the two suspects followed them from the parking lot. This guy, Giron, was driving the car when the shots rang out, striking the victim and her unborn child. Another vehicle was also struck by gunfire, and the driver was injured. So they led him to a pursuit. They had a high-speed pursuit, and they caught him. You're just dealing with scum of the earth. The only people who are probably slightly happy about all this are the police, because these guys keep the police in business, right? If you want a job as a cop, open the borders and let everyone in. You'll always have a job. Boy, these people keep cops busy all day long, 24 hours a day. If you emptied this country of every illegal alien, cops wouldn't have a job anymore. There'd be nobody to police. There aren't that many American-born criminals compared to illegal aliens. There's plenty, but not enough for keep cops busy all day long. ICE drops uncontrolled fraud bombshell involving thousands of foreign students and phantom employees. Homeland Security investigators visited problematic work sites in Virginia, Texas, Georgia, Illinois, and other states. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It never ends. This whole country is built on fraud. Can you believe it? Who would have ever imagined the whole United States is built on fraud? Acting U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Todd Lyons announced federal investigators have uncovered more than 10,000 foreign students connected to suspect employers as part of another potentially massive fraud scheme, this time involving the federal STEM Optional Practical Training Extension Program. The cases uncovered thus far are just the tip of the iceberg. It's 10,000 is the tip of the iceberg. It's a U.S. immigrations program called OPT that lets international students on F-1 visas work temporarily in the United States in jobs related to their field of study. When the program was first created under the Bush administration, expanded under the Obama administration, the Department of Homeland Security expected only a few thousand foreign students would receive training approval before returning home. Instead, OPT ballooned into an uncontrolled guest worker pipeline with hundreds of thousands of foreign students working in the United States. The program size exploded, and so has the fraud. Today we're announcing we have identified over 10,000 foreign students who claim to be working for highly suspect employers, and that's just the top 25 employers. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. They visited problematic sites in Virginia, Texas, Georgia, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, North Carolina, and Florida. Many of the suspicious employers include non-governmental organizations. Of course they do. Investigators have discovered empty buildings, locked doors at addresses where hundreds of foreign students are allegedly employed. Hundreds of foreign students listed as working out of residential addresses. In many places, multiple OPT employers claim to operate from the same address, but none are actually present in the facility. Just like Minnesota, just like California, it's going on all over the United States. Your tax money is getting stolen. We was robbed. We'll be right back. Wayne Allyn Root, rootforamerica.com. All right, one of my favorite guests ever, Alan Pariser's with us, an advocate for GreatPatriotStore.com. He's been a customer for 36 years, almost 4 decades. My wife and I, Cindy, do much of our monthly shopping now at GreatPatriotStore.com. It's an alternative to wokeness. It's run by pro-American conservatives. USA Today voted it one of the best stores in America in 2025. And with all these communists taking over, Ellen Pariser, New York, Seattle, Chicago, promising cheap government groceries or free, you need to buy American. Tell us why.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of our competitors have completely lost it. They've gone totally woke over the years, but our founding axiom is really very simple. For 41 years, we've been focused on manufacturing exceptional products at reasonable prices, made by Americans, here in America, for Americans. And we've expanded. We have manufacturing plants across the United States, distribution plants across the United States. And not only can Americans get the best quality, the best price from Great Patriot Store, in most cases, we can deliver to your front door even faster than Amazon.
So prices are high everywhere. Procter & Gamble and Amazon are considering price increases. How do the prices at Great Patriot Store compare to national brands?
Well, we've got hundreds of products, Wayne, but if you just take a look at one like our laundry detergent, we make it, it's patented, and it's literally almost fractions, almost half the price of our competitors, and you get 96 loads of wash. It's the best value. There's no toxic chemicals in any of our products whatsoever. And if you're looking to lose some of those holiday pounds, you don't need the shots with the LPG-1 drugs. We have something called berberine. Nature's Ozempic is what people are calling it. It's legit, it works, and we've got it at a better price than any of our competitors.
All right, we've got just seconds to go, so be quick. I love your beef. I eat your sirloin and your New York steak all the time. It's kind of breakfast and lunch for me all the time. Why is your beef superior?
Made in America, never, ever any hormones, ever any antibiotics, no mRNA. It's all prime. It's the best quality that you can find at the best price, free shipping, and it's the best beef on the planet.
All right, to get your free gift, that's right, a free gift, purchase the beef and other great American products. You got to be a member. Go to greatpatriotstore.com, fill out the form. One of their conservative team members will contact you right away. Greatpatriotstore.com. Happy New Year. Thank you, Allyn.
Thank you, Wayne. God bless.
Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root, CEO, conservative TV and radio host, and best-selling author. I believe in America and American exceptionalism. America is now focused on energy independence. Enter Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery. The first 4,000 feet drilled so far are estimated to contain up to 6 trillion cubic feet of gas, making it one of the largest natural gas discoveries in the Rocky Mountain region in the last 30 years. This is how we power the AI future of America with clean natural gas. Headed by oil and gas legend Mark Bruner, whose previous public companies, Pinnacle Energy and Ultra Petroleum, delivered spectacular returns for investors. At its peak, a $10,000 investment in Ultra Petroleum turned into over $13 million. To learn more about this Lost Soldier oil and gas opportunity, go to lostsoldier.com. Fill out the contact form. That's lostsoldier.com. All right, Wayne Allyn Roots. The root is on fire. My friends call me War. This is War Zone Live. This is the Wayne Stream media, not the mainstream media. You know, you get nothing but lies and gaslighting and fraud from the mainstream media. You get the truth, raw truth, no matter who defends with the Wayne Stream media, and I'm the biggest MAGA mouth in the world. Website, rootforamerica.com. You can email me anytime, wayneroot@gmail.com. The Senate confirms Kevin Warsh as the Fed chairman, a 54-45 vote. The headline here is that this is the most partisan Fed chairman vote ever. Largely party line vote. Confirmed Kevin Warsh. Let me guess, it's going to be every Republican voted for him and one Democrat, Fetterman, and every other Democrat voted against him. Let's see, 54-45 vote. Slimmest confirmation margin ever for head of a central bank reflecting fears that he'll be Trump's puppet. Oh, you'd rather have a guy who doesn't want to do things Trump's way, wants to fight him every step of the way, and wants the economy to suck like it did for 8 years under Obama and 4 years under Biden. Trump's made no secret that he expects rates to be lower under Warsh after repeatedly slamming Jerome Powell for monetary policy that Trump feels is too restrictive. So let's see. There it is. I was right without knowing. First time I read it. U.S. Senate voted 51-45. John Fetterman, the only one to cross party lines to support Kevin Warsh, Trump's nominee. His term as Fed governor will run until 2040. It's like being a Supreme Court justice. You're basically there for life. I don't know why they do that. Why don't they cut that? It shouldn't be that long. He previously served on the board from 2006 to 2011. He resigned over differences regarding the leadership post-crisis quantitative easing program. Governors serve 14-year terms to prevent political pressure. It also marked the end of Stephen Mirren's brief tenure on the board. He previously served as the head of the White House's Council of Economic Advisors, was nominated by the president last summer to fill the seat vacated by Adriana Kugler. It's unclear if he plans to return to the Trump administration. Senators will next vote on his confirmation as head of the Federal Reserve, which could happen as early as May 13th. Well, that's today, isn't it? Today's May 13th. Yes, and as far as I know, he was, that's exactly what the headline is. He was confirmed today. So I have no idea why there's old stuff mixed in with new stuff, but in any case, he's the new Fed nominee. And that's good news, really good news. If people understand why, first of all, have you forgotten already that Trump in term number one created an incredibly good economy until COVID came along? And to this day, I believe, not only do I believe, I know that COVID was sent on purpose by China because they were losing the trade war. And so they needed to do something fast before they lost. But I also believe, that I know, it came from China and it was purposeful. It was developed in a biowarfare lab. It was funded by Dr. Fauci. These are all things I know. But now let me tell you what I believe. I believe the Democrat Party worked in concert with China and the CCP to destroy Trump's presidency. They didn't care that millions would die. As a matter of fact, they wanted it to cause mass hysteria, and they wanted to have the media drum everyone's hysteria and fear up so they could convince everyone to take the vaccine and kill millions of people who I guess they think are excess on the world, causing climate change, causing global warming. Maybe they thought they were killing Republicans who vote Republican. I don't know what they think. I don't know anymore what they think. I just know they're crazy. The entire Democrat Party is stark raving mad. And the worst part of the Democrat movement is the judges. Former New York judge is arrested for defrauding real estate investors. Former Democrat Brooklyn judge today arrested Edward Harold King, former Brooklyn Supreme Court justice charged with wire fraud conspiracy. A complaint was unsealed charging Sam Spray, known as Yekel Spray, Shyman Spray, Eli Shapiro, and Edward Harold King, former Brooklyn Supreme Court justice, with wire fraud conspiracy. As alleged, the defendants stole millions of dollars from investors by cynically leveraging King's position as a sitting judge to lend false legitimacy to supposed investment opportunities. I wouldn't trust a judge as far as you could spit at them. Why? Because they wear a black robe? You know how they got elected? They spent their own personal money. This is what I don't trust, especially. Most of these judges make like $100,000, $125,000 a year. And they spend $100,000 of their own money because nobody ever gives a judge money when they run for office. No one even knows who judges are. So they spend their own $100,000 to run for an office that pays them $100,000. Does anyone smell something might be wrong here? Once you're in office, do you get payoffs? Is that what allows you to pay back your $100,000 and live so well in a much bigger house than your salary would allow? Something's wrong with the judges, I'm telling you. Amio Life, nothing's wrong with Amio Life. I use their alkaline structured silver solution 4 times a day to boost my immune system. Silver lozenges all throughout the show to keep my voice alive. Silver gel on my face to keep away wrinkles. They're doing a great job. Go to AmioLife.com. AmioLife.com. Use the promo code ROOT30 and get 30% off every single product. ROOT30 at AmioLife.com. All right, Wayne Allyn Root with Dan Montano, the CEO of Zecha Genesis Medicine. I've been telling you about Zecha Genesis Medicine and its medicines to reverse type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease, and the #1 cause of death in the world, small vessel heart disease. This form of heart disease
is responsible for 1/3 of all the deaths in the world. So it could be 1/3 of all the people watching right now. Joining us now, the CEO of Zecha Genesis Medicine, Dan Montano. Dan, let's get an update on the success your medicine is having on these diseases. Let's start with type 2 diabetes. What's the latest?
Wayne, very simple. We've dosed about 50 people now in Las Vegas. 95% have reversed their diabetes within a few weeks. Only 2 have not made it so far, but they were so high it didn't count. It's coming along excellent. I think we'll end the study by the end of March, April, and be able to announce the outcome, which I think is going to show 95% success in reversing type 2 diabetes.
Wow. What's the update with Parkinson's disease?
We've now treated over 250 Parkinson's disease patients, including some very big names you'll be hearing about soon, I hope. And the recovery and the improvement is material. They're walking, they're talking, and they've almost got themselves back to normal.
All right, so we're going to have celebrity announcements. I love that. You're treating celebrities. What's new with your treatment of heart disease?
We are now starting to treat people in the Bahamas where we're cleared. In fact, we'll be attending the Caribbean Cardiovascular Conference in July. We expect 300 to 400 doctors to hear about what our medicine does, and hopefully they'll start referring patients to us to treat there. So everything is coming together. Those 3 items are working perfect.
There's an investment opportunity for my fans. What's the latest on that?
Well, right now, the medical research studies that we're doing, we return the investors 10 times on their money. And if they're not happy in 48 months, we'll buy them back at 2 times. But I think they'll probably have the 10 times by the time the 4 years is up, because we're just having a tremendous response on all 3 categories.
Well, the updates are exciting. They are spectacular. They are wonderful, and they are music to my ears. If you're interested in learning more about this investment opportunity, go to cure-war.com. They created that website just for me. Cure-war. Wouldn't it be great to make money and help cure disease? And if you or someone you love is suffering from type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease, or heart disease, go to cure-war.com and register to be considered for their free medical research studies. Free. That's cure-war.com. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Wayne.
All right, Wayne Allyn, I am joined by Gordon Bond. What an honor. Owner of Bond Arms, one of the great gun manufacturers, all made in the USA, all made in Texas. His website is getbondarms.com. Gordon, what makes Bond Arms different from any other gun manufacturer?
Well, when my brother started the company a long time ago, the regular Derringer, let me see if I can get it in the picture here, was basically known as a cheap, dangerous throwaway gun. This is a 1865 model. Derringers have been around forever. And what he did was take a dangerous gun and just made it very cool by better materials, trigger guard, interchangeable barrels, solid stainless steel. And Wayne, like you saw at the show, people love picking them up and just holding them. And it's just like they pick it up and it's like, wow, this is like a real gun.
That's great. I saw it. My wife and I were at the show, and she's a gun aficionado even more than I am. And she said it was the best booth at the entire gun show. Out of thousands of booths was Gordon's booth, Bond Arms. To celebrate America's 250th anniversary, Bond Arms is releasing the American 250 edition handgun at a special price only for my fans. Tell us about it.
So one thing that we wanted to do, when I graduated in 1976, it was the bicentennial, and that's all they talked about all year long. And so when this 250th anniversary was coming up, we really wanted to do something special on this. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is the stainless steel version. It's 45 long Colt and 410 shotgun shell, very well built. I mean, our guns are built like a tank. People love the quality. They call it a hand cannon. Best snake gun you've ever had. There's a beautiful side with the flag and the Liberty. And people just love the way that we do things. I mean, they'll come to our booth every year and just go, wow, what are y'all doing this year? You know, what crazy thing are you doing this year? So the American 250, we're really going to focus on that. We want to give everybody the opportunity to own a piece of history.
Gun. What a beautiful gun. What a gorgeous gun. The engravings. Wow. And I love that name, hand cannon. I want a hand cannon. Mine got delivered today. I'll have them for next week's show. My own personal hand cannon from Bond Arms. How do you get it? Go to getbondarms.com. See the number on the screen, getbondarms.com, or call 817-573-4445. See the disclaimer on the bottom of the screen for certain restrictions. Getbondarms.com. Gordon, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root, the Root's on fire. Welcome back. Zicha Genesis Medicine is the sponsor of this segment of the show. I've been telling you about their medicines to reverse type 2 diabetes, reverse Parkinson's disease, reverse the number one cause of death in the world, small vessel heart disease. This form of heart disease is responsible for 1/3 of the deaths in the world. So that means about 1/3 of the people watching right now are going to die one day of this specific disease. And now they have a treatment for it. And they have human data to show it is safe and it works. To get this medicine to market, they're seeking investors to fund more medical research studies. Zicha is offering investors a royalty of 50% of cash received until they reach 10 times their investment. Wow. And after 48 months, for any investors not happy, Zicha will pay them back 2 times their initial investment. So that's your worst case scenario. They'll pay you back 2 times your initial investment. If you're interested in learning more about this investment opportunity, go to cure-war.com. They got that website just for my name, just so that get Wayne Root fans to have an easy website in their mind, cure-war.com. For Wayne Allyn Root, war, cure-war.com. Wouldn't it be great to make money and help cure disease at the same time? Go to cure-war.com. Cure, C-U-R-E-war.com. All right, my guest in this guest segment is Nan Su, back again, investigative reporter at Epoch Times. Return visit. Welcome back, Nan Su. How are you?
Pretty good, Wayne. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for what, 4 years? 5 years now?
Oh, no. You've been on since then. I know you have. I've had you on at least once since then. President Trump's visit to China. We wanted to talk about it with you. Trump being very complimentary of Xi. What kind of deal do you think he's hoping to strike? Where's the sweet spot of the deal here?
I don't think Trump is going there for a deal. I think Trump going there with a strategic goal of to defend the peace in the Western Pacific. Think about that. All these trade deal that buying American farm and agricultural products like beans and beef, poultry, those things can be signed basically by Scott Basin. Trump doesn't need to be there. So I think Trump, by visiting China at this moment, this is the great moment. Trump has all the strong cards in his hand right now, especially after things happening in Venezuela and Iran. Trump has all the strong cards in his hand. So visit over there is to trying to keep the peace in the Western Pacific. Now, Trump has this great idea to make America great again, but all his policies, like bring back a manufacturing industry, strengthen the U.S. middle class, all these things.
Tariffs,
so on and so forth. All these things need time. Need a lot of time to become effective, and we won't have time without peace. So Trump is going there, by doing all this trade and develop the economic relation. Really, the purpose is to, maintain the peace at Taiwan Strait. and also East China Sea, Japan Sea, all those areas, and then South China Sea near the Philippines. So those are the hot areas right now. So Trump is going there. That's what he's trying to doing. It's a strategic move. But however, technically, he's probably going to have China to buy more American farm products like beans, poultry, beef, American Boeing planes, those things. I think that's probably what it is.
Well, and one more you left out. I got to think that one of the big discussions there is going to be the war in Iran or the conflict in Iran. And I think that China's their biggest benefactor. And of course, they need the Iranian oil. China does. So I think that it's in everyone's interest to Trump will put pressure on China to tell them to sign a peace deal and get out of this thing so we can leave Iran and end the war, which would make the stock market fly and the real estate market fly and interest rates drop and gas drop. So that's what he wants to do. You're shaking your head. Tell me why.
No, I don't think Trump needs that, and we can finish the job without China. And also, honestly, I don't think Trump has. I don't think China. I don't think Beijing has the capacity to influence the Iran to give up its nuclear program. Now, think about this. A few days ago, Iranian Foreign Minister Akarachi went to Beijing, and then I think he wants to Beijing that basically he's probably went there begging Beijing to stand strongly behind Iran, to give them the support to let Iran to keep its nuclear weapon. But however, the report, first of all, Xi Jinping didn't even see him. He went to Moscow. Putin met him, but when he went to Beijing, Xi Jinping didn't even see him. And after he met with China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi, the state media report was China want the Hormuz Strait to open. So you see that China wants oil from the Middle East. But however, Iran, that's not the purpose. Iranian foreign minister went there. He went there. He wants support from China to keep its nuclear weapon. So I think China doesn't have the capacity to convince Iran to give up its nuclear program. But because after he went, Iranian foreign minister went back to Tehran from Beijing, they have a lot of talking. All these regime leaders talk a lot about keeping their nuclear weapon, right? So it's a fundamental. Now what we have to understand here is while it's true China and Russia are very close allies, but think about this. The reason they are the ally of each other is because they have a common enemy.
United States.
That's the United States. But however, these two regimes have a fundamental ideological difference. Now, Iranian regime, these are the guys, religious maniac. They're crazy. They think they can go to heaven by being a suicide bomber, right? That's why they cannot allow to have a nuclear weapon. But now, but they cannot give. They are not even going to give up that standpoint to Beijing. So that's what it is. So I don't think Trump is going to get much. And also, based on what I heard, originally the subject about Iran was not even in the meeting agenda.
Really?
But, but when Scott Basin went to South Korea, China's vice premier He Lifeng went to South Korea, and when they met, China begging on the United States, basically begging on Scott Basin to add that on the agenda. You know what? I think then China just want to bring that up to the agenda so they will basically able to go back to Iranian regime say, hey, we try it, it didn't work. That was it.
Got it. All right. Trump brought along with him some of the top CEOs in America, including Elon Musk. What do you think the strategy is? I assume kind of an intimidation factor of some effect to bring along all these billionaires with him.
Well, it's to warm me up. So first of all, think about this. China has been in deflation in at least 2 years by now. It started from December, maybe November of 2024. China's economy has been clearly in the deflection, but that's based on the government statistic. Their statistics are always fake, right? So they're being in the deflation for much longer than that. And in fact, China's economy, we see China's economy in a free fall ever since the beginning of 2023. China's economy peaked somewhere between 2019 to 2023, but we don't know exactly when because of the COVID lockdown. But however, after they ended the lockdown in December of 2022, from the beginning of 2023, China's economy has been a free fall. So I don't think all these Wall Street billionaires like the CEOs of BlackRock, Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, and Citibank. I don't think they're going to actually make any investment in the toward the economy that's in the deflection. And plus, every day we see the growing geopolitical risk over there. I don't think they are actually going there, but they're going there because Trump invited them. Because
Trump asked them, Trump asked them along. Probably just to give some hope to China that maybe you could get their business, just to wave it in front of them. Little carrot and stick going on.
Yeah,
So
it's for the peace. It's for the peace, right?
Okay.
And also,
wait, hey, Nan, music is on, so wait there. We'll come back with you. I want to talk to you some more, so don't go anywhere. Nan Su will be right back with him, investigative journalist at the Epoch Times. It's spelt Epoch Times, but the way to pronounce it, right, is Epoch Times. I want to make sure I get it right.
Yeah, both are correct. Epoch Times, American way. Epoch Times, the Canadian way.
Okay, all right. Epoch Times, Nan Su will be right back. More interesting talk about China and what's going on between the United States and China. I find this conversation fascinating because he knows and I don't. I'm just guessing. So I like talking to him. We'll be right back. More with Nan. Be right back. Hi, this is Wayne Allyn from my great friends John and Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn from Vertical Research Advisory, VRA, Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up! Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses to the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com. All right, one of my favorite guests ever, Allyn Pariser's with us, an advocate for GreatPatriotStore.com. He's been a customer for 36 years, almost 4 decades. My wife and I, Cindy, do much of our monthly shopping now at GreatPatriotStore.com. It's an alternative to wokeness. It's run by pro-American conservatives. USA Today voted it one of the best stores in America in 2025. And with all these communists taking over, Allyn Pariser, New York, Seattle, Chicago, promising cheap government groceries or free, you need to buy American. Tell us why.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of our competitors have completely lost it. They've gone totally woke over the years, but our founding axiom is really very simple. For 41 years, we've been focused on manufacturing exceptional products at reasonable prices, made by Americans, here in America, for Americans. And we've expanded. We have manufacturing plants across the United States, distribution plants across the United States. And not only can Americans get the best quality, the best price from Great Patriot Store, in most cases, we can deliver to your front door even faster than Amazon.
So prices are high everywhere. Procter & Gamble and Amazon are considering price increases. How do the prices at Great Patriot Store compare to national brands?
Well, we've got hundreds of products, Wayne, but if you just take a look at one like our laundry detergent, we make it, it's patented, and it's literally almost fractions, almost half the price of our competitors, and you get 96 loads of wash. It's the best value. There's no toxic chemicals in any of our products whatsoever. And if you're looking to lose some of those holiday pounds, you don't need the shots with the LPG-1 drugs. We have something called berberine. Nature's Ozempic is what people are calling it. It's legit, it works, and we've got it at a better price than any of our competitors.
All right, we've got just seconds to go, so be quick. I love your beef. I eat your sirloin and your New York steak all the time. It's kind of breakfast and lunch for me all the time. Why is your beef superior?
Made in America, never, ever any hormones, ever any antibiotics, no mRNA. It's all prime. It's the best quality that you can find at the best price, free shipping, and it's the best beef on the planet.
All right, to get your free gift, that's right, a free gift, purchase the beef and other great American products. You got to be a member. Go to greatpatriotstore.com, fill out the form. One of their conservative team members will contact you right away. Greatpatriotstore.com. Happy New Year. Thank you, Allyn.
Thank you, Wayne. God bless.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root, the Root's on fire. This segment of the show is sponsored by Energized Health. We love our Energized Health. I joined the Energized Health program in November of 2020, and it changed my life. So 6 years ago I joined, and it changed my life. I lost 25 pounds of fat and gained 10 pounds of muscle in only 88 days to start the program, and I've never looked back. Changed my life, changed the way I looked. That was me not 5 or 6 years ago. That was me 15 years ago at the age of 50. And this is me today in the gym at the age of 65 in July. So that's Energized Health. It did an amazing thing for me. It reversed aged me. It's my fountain of youth. I love Energized Health. The fat melted off my face and made me look 10, 15, 20 years younger. Thank you, Energized Health. What an amazing difference. I'm going to be 65 years old in just a couple of months. And I look better than when I was 50, thanks to Energized Health. Here's your chance to be like Wayne. Go to energizedhealth.com and just tell them Wayne Allyn Root sent you, and you get 40% off. You go on the same journey as me, and you get 40% off at energizedhealth.com. And don't tell me you're on Ozempic, so it doesn't matter. If you're on Ozempic, you need Energized Health even more, because Ozempic has horrendous side effects. So even though it does good things for you, you lose weight, you're mostly losing muscle, not fat. And Energized Health balances out and mitigates the side effects. So you want to do both at once. So if you're on any of those, Ozempic, Mounjaro type drugs, just make sure you join Energized Health as well. And it's a great 1-2 combination. All right, we're back with Nansu from Epoch Times. And I wanted to continue our discussion about China. A Chinese spy has served as the mayor of Arcadia, California. Allyn Wang operated as an agent of the Chinese Communist Party, or at least allegedly. Did we lose our... Did we lose? Oh, there we go. Okay, Nan's there. Good. Wasn't up on the screen, so I just didn't know if we'd lost you. All right. So this gal is was the mayor of Arcadia, California, and she's been charged with operating as a Chinese spy. So what do we know about her and the impact she's made? And I guess the real question is, how much damage has she done, and how many more are out there just like her?
Well, I think that she's a part of Chinese government's United Front Work Department's a project. For the people who have not heard the word United Front Work Department, that's one of the three biggest departments on the CCP, Chinese Communist Party. Georgetown Foundation once have a research article basically says the United Front Work Department's annual budget it's much bigger than their foreign ministry's annual budget.
Wow.
Now,
And that's to plant spies in foreign countries like the United States. Is that the whole point of that?
Yes, they are. Well, they do a lot more work than the category of spy. Basically, that department is to reach out. Basically, what they're trying to find is to find someone behind the enemy lines. That's like the United States, because China has been in the unrestricted warfare against the United States ever since the mid-90s. A lot of Americans did not know that. Now, so what they have done is what they're trying to do is trying to make friends of people living in the United States. They will either find a common interest, so they can do something with you if they can find a common interest with you, or they will find a common enemy so that they will build airline. It's like Iran. Iranian regime is like they have a common enemy with China, right? So therefore, I think that's how they reach out to her. So therefore, it's a part of the unrestricted warfare belonging to the category of catching the elite. And this woman has been pretty influential in her local community, because Arcadia is a city with a lot of
very high Asian population, right?
Yes, Chinese immigrants, a lot of them. So she has been the leader of Rotary Club and Lions Club and local Chamber of Commerce and
infiltration.
Right. And so Chinese government trying to use her to either control the local Chinese community and also to influence the American mainstream society, because she published articles based on what I read. She basically said there was no persecution against Uyghurs in Xinjiang.
Muslims in China, right?
Right. So basically, that's what she's trying to do. A lot of things in favor of
propaganda, propaganda,
yes.
Chinese propaganda. And also another problem is that there's a lot of Chinese women who are spies in America that are looking to seduce politicians and businessmen and then blackmail them in favor of the Chinese government. Right? That's another big one.
Yeah, Fang. Everybody knows Eric Powers.
Trouble. Watch out, trouble. Well, Trump's there. We'll see what he gets. We'll see what kind of deal he gets, and we'll see if he can bring home some good news to America. Good for the stock market, good for the economy. Nan Su, investigative reporter at Epoch Times. We appreciate you being on. I hope it hasn't been that long since I've seen you, but if it is, then time goes fast, man.
Feels shorter.
I thought you were just on a couple years ago. You said it was like 6 years ago. That's unbelievable. But time goes fast. And I think back then I had a radio show, not a TV show. So I didn't even see you. I only heard your voice. So I thought it was just recently, but we will make it much sooner. I'd like to have you on a regular basis to talk about China. Thank you, Nan.
All right. Thank you, Wayne, for having me.
Good night, everyone. Good night. See you tomorrow night. Same time, same place.